Welcome to the Bond Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as a country, we have sunk to our lowest. The attack, or rather there's a disruption on an event that was attended by the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, and saying an event is misreporting of the burial has been said and is now being profiled as an attempted assassination on the life of the former DP, Rigathi. I find it absurd that state agents are struggling to convince the country that Rigathi wanted to kill himself, while you can see photos and videos of properties worth millions destroyed by hired goons that were sent to that venue to disrupt the event. I want to delve deep. I've been trying to make calls and just trying to gather here and there what happened, and I can promise you, you have heard of this event, but if you watch this podcast, you'll get a different perspective that probably you won't get anywhere else. How did it happen? What was the objective? Was it achieved? And why do I feel that the state has goofed on that move? Kindly subscribe to our channel. We are in the last phase of Watamu project, and I want to say thank you. Thank you guys for those who have really, since Monday, those who have really accepted to be part of this initiative. We have done that project, and I think it's almost 90%. What is left ni itakauka, then they do the plastering. I'm supposed to leave Kilifi on Friday. I really felt like if we can do a small budget for Edison and Harrison. We were here. There were two brothers wenye wako living disability na hawakuwa na nyumba, walikuwa thrown out. So we've also spoken na wale wenye kwa wanatoa tumalize nyumba ndio waingie, so that tomorrow I'm planning to buy them some mattress na mattresses, 2 mattresses wote baba wako wawili, alafu na some little shopping, food, alafu na cooking nini waingie, so that they can start their life. So I want to say thank you. Those who had already been reaching out saying, Kevin, I'll send on Friday, I think it's not yet late. You can still participate in this and be a blessings to these two brothers. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm telling you, the house is going to come out very beautiful. Now, I can promise you, it's not a sacrifice that is just in vanity. Now, Rigathi attended the funeral of a young man who I've seen. It's a young man who was born in 2001. So that is a youth. Probably we are in 2024. That is a 23-year-old boy, Ndwati, who was born in Limuru Stadium. And we would want to, because so that you know what exactly happened there. This is the mood when Rigathi Gachagua arrived. And as you can see, he was accompanied by Kagusha, Mukureni member of parliament, Karungo Dhangwa, and other members and other politicians who are there. Now, as is normally the norm, or as normally is planned, the clergy do have their tent opposite, maybe a different one with the politicians and maybe members of the family. But on this one, there were 2 tents. There was one for the members of the family, and then there was one tent on which, on other side, there were the clergy, and the opposite side, there were the politicians. So moments after Rigathi arrived, around 30 minutes after Rigathi arrived, the current member of parliament from Limuru, I've seen it's called Mwati or someone, arrived, and of course he's an associate of President Ruto. His seat was reserved on the side of the VIP dais, which is where the Rigathi and other leaders were seated. But to the surprise of mourners there, the MP decided to sit on the side of the clergy, something that raised eyebrows. And I think eyewitnesses who are there, in this video, they are saying it was a signal that something was going wrong in this event.
Kama kuna mkono wa serikali, sisi hatuwezi kuelewa ni kwa nini kwa serikali inaogopa kukosolewa. Kwa sababu hii sio serikali ya kwanza. Serikali zimekuwa mingi, duniani mzima kuna serikali, na kukosolewa ni kawaida. Kwa sababu serikali inafaa kufanya kulingana na matarajio na mapenzi ya watu. Kwa hivyo sioni ni kwa nini serikali ingeweza kuogopa kukosolewa. Na pia hakuna mtu ameongea siasa. Watu wote walikuwa tu wanatoa rabirabi kwa familia.
Na tukaanza kuona za ile mheshimiwa wa Limuru aliyekuwa kwa kiti, ambaye ako kwa kiti, amekuja akakataa kiti ya VIP, amekaa kwa kiti ambayo hastahili kukaa. Tukawa suspicious, tukajua hapa si pazuri. Akaketi pale kwa wahubiri. Kwa hivyo mimi nikaona kweli hakuna vile protocol ya MP mwenye amechaguliwa anaweza kubali kwenda kukaa kwa wahubiri, aachane na hema ya VIP enye imelizaviwa.
Kirago amelipa vijana kuanzia asubuhi, wamekuwa hapa, amewapea pesa. Sasa wamekuja hapa kwa tent, wameharibu kila kiti, viti over 1000 zimeharibika. Sasa tujui what's going on venye tutafanya, but hii yote ni kutokana na Kirago. Kozia ndiye amelipa vijana. Kumekuja basi mbili asubuhi kabla twende mochale, alikuwa amepewa vijana pesa, yani kila mtu alikuwa amempea 400 cause walikuwa walevi, bangi wanafutia kwa barabara, kulikuwa na confusion mingi. So hii yote hata zipenye tutaeleza cause haieleweki, but kitu inatuma saizi ni venye wameacha hii home in this situation, cause after hii mazishi ifanyike finally maybe tukuje halabe, cause hizi vitu zote zimeharibika, hawezi wakalipa.
I want us to get the chronology of this so that as we construct an opinion, I think we'll all be sure that we are not just running a political propaganda. In this podcast, I normally really want to remain within the factual lines. Now, so, and that is what that gentleman has confirmed. Now, when speeches were going on, there was that a speaker who was supposed to speak, then someone, the senator to be invited, probably to take over the microphone and then invite the deputy president, sound abruptly went off. And from that podium, I want to show you a video. I want you to look at this video. You will see from the time the sound went off and the angle on which the goons attacked the dais, and look through the moment Rigathi Gachagua formed a security's ring was formed around Rigathi. And of everyone in that event, it is that Rigathi's team that was being targeted. I want you to look at this. It is very absurd, and however much the state can spin this narrative, it is so clear the target in that incident was Rigathi Gachagua. And I want to say for the record, in this podcast, in this channel, we are not going to spin factors here. This is an act of that I normally call stupid, foolish, and backward. If you've been following my channel, those are the three words I used to describe Goonism. I remember when Raila Odinga team dispatched Goons to attack Kalonzo Musyoka presser in the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation offices, we said that is not it. And we condemned it. When the same thing happened to Sakaja in Kibera, we stood our ground in this podcast and said backward, foolish, and stupid. This is the thing. I normally hate, by the way, on a personal, this is me. Mi naogopa vita. I really hate violence. Because, look at this. We're going to make some observation there. Do you know in that event, angalia wale wa mama wanatoka mbio because viti zimerushwa. That can be someone's mother. Wait a minute. I hate because, imagine wewe unarusha, ujue unarushia nani? Itapiga nani? I hate it. By the time those vehicles are now speeding away from that place, how about if they knock a small boy who was just standing by the road, not knowing what's going on? You can even cause stampede. So, you can see that from the onset, from the time the Goons entered there, they decided to strike. They were looking for Rigathi. And then after that, this specific vehicle was profiled. They went now after the vehicles. After event imeisha, umeshamtoa shatoka. Yes, you've managed to disrupt. Where did you go after the cars? Then throwing the chairs aimlessly. And now they targeted chairs. Apart from just that, you can also see that even the family went through a loss. Now, if you might have a personal problem with Rigathi, but why do you choose to do it in a funeral? Why don't you have the respect for the family? Agree with what Omanga have said in her post. She's saying it's against the doctrine of our culture. I want to make some observations from that video, and the Standard have done this tweet. Let me just show you what the Standard have done. I've seen a tweet by the Standard just this evening. Allow me just to go to Standard. You can go with me to Standard. I did a screenshot as this. Hired Goons descended on mourners in Bibirioni village Limuru, destroying and uprooting tents and breaking chairs. The funeral was attended by impeached Vice President Gachagua and a host of other leaders allied to him. The Goons were reportedly ferried to the venue in buses. Gachagua and his team fled the venue when VIP dais was attacked. Mourners scampered for safety with a few nursing injuries. A mourner sits in disbelief amid broken seats marked by disruption. There are two words in this screenshot: hired and ferried in buses. I've also seen Nyakundi saying, and that is what some of the reporters from that area are saying, that they actually came, they were hired and brought up there. And some of the observations that have been made is, a few of them, actually, some of them, majority of them were non-Kikuyu natives. Many of them were not speaking Kikuyu, with the allegation that they might have been ferried from Nairobi and maybe neighboring constituency around that place. So they targeted Rigathi even after he vanished, and after he realized he was gone, they were going throwing just chairs there. So if you look at the stone, if you look at the target, stone being targeted, and if you look at the car, this is the damaged car of the Rigathi Gachagua, ile place Rigathi alikaa ndio imekuwa targeted. So it's very clear that this team were under some directions. Let me ask some few questions that are a pointer to my position that Ruto is not off this. Kindly subscribe to our channel, and also those who had pledged to support Nani, to support the two brothers. Nyumba, I think we are just waiting, wakishamaliza kesho wataeka mchanga, wakishaeka mchanga itakauka, wamalize hiyo mabati, then ndio watafanya plastering next week. So that's when we'll have the final bit of it. But then kesho nitawanunulia the shopping as I leave, shopping, mattress na zile vitu zingine. I think those who had pledged to support, we can support that by kesho jioni. Probably I shall be able to buy and then just leave them at that. Some question. The fracas took more than 30 minutes. Where were the police? I am not seeing a trace of policeman or policewoman in that compound. People can be gathering there. An area member of parliament is there. Let's assume, yes, Rigathi is impeached, so may not have the privilege. But remember, the law says Rigathi just need to notify the police that is going there. Not a favor, just to notify so that police can give security. So all that is happening, and you cannot see a policeman or a policewoman. Is it just a coincidence that there is no intervention from the security forces there? Is it just a coincidence? So you can see the absence of police as part of the script. Remember, as we talked, even Rigathi security had been withdrawn. Number two, why did that area member of parliament, why did he decide to avoid the VIP there so that he can sit on the side of the clergy? And you can see, even, in fact, the target were those clergy and to get there. Actually, that was part of the profiling. Clergy. Because the reason why sasa walichukua viti wa karibu is to make sure that event does not continue. Let me tell you. Do you know that they could still profile Rigathi and kick Rigathi out and the event to continue? Now, there might have been clear instructions that hata akishatoka, you must make sure that event is disrupted. You can even see them uprooting the tent. What was the objective? Uprooting the tent so that the event cannot gain its foot and continue. That was the plan. And it can show you that the attack was on Rigathi and also the clergy. Actually, wale wenye walikimbia wa kwanza ni watu wa kanisa. The chairs were rejected at Rigathi. Have you seen one person there also putting on a mask? Delicious. Now these people don't put on the mask. You can see the guy in the white shirt and blue jeans putting on a mask. The mask ni kufunika ili asijulikane. That tells you that was a man on a mission and a man for hire. Now, after this happened, I have seen at spin by state bloggers. And this is these ladies here. There's something they're doing. Let me just read you two tweets from Nyendo Murugu. That after it happened, walienda so fast that they said, master of deceit and hypocrisy. It seems the former DO and hosted DP Rigathi Gachagua is auditioning for a role in a political soap opera. One day he's lamenting on the loss of his security detail. The next he is an invited guest at funeral orchestrating drama worthy of telenovela. He get crushed on Muranga musical to wreak havoc on Sunday. What's next? A national address about how he survived government oppression with sheer willpower. Kenyans see through the theatrics. We're just waiting for the credits on the roll of this soap opera. That is Murugu Teng shamelessly. You know, I've been saying, it's that bloggers. Unajua kuna vitu zingine hata kama unakaa chini una type wewe umekaa hapo, you need to shake your head and find, am I right? What am I saying? What is it? What are you even saying? So Rigathi can plan on all this, apige watu, aharibu vitu zake, aharibu magari zake. Even if you want people to believe you. So he told these people, waende waharibu, wagonge mali yako, ajiue. The same narrative has been, this is the same narrative with Bianca. Yes, I'm seeing this. Rigathi is very primitive politician. I should not even read that. That is not even worth my airtime. Let me show you another tweet by the same person, and she's saying that Rigathi Gachagua might have just planned security withdrawal, and then all that was just in the name of making sure that he gets political sympathy. To what end? I ask again, to what end? I'm not going to read those stupid things. Now, these are three characters that might have sponsored that those goons. Number one, there could be an angle of the local MPs feeling Rigathi is dislodging them. Remember, Rigathi is there with even MPs who are vying for that Limuru seat. Rigathi is there with maybe someone who is vying to be senator or the governor, probably Karungo Dangwa, and the other MPs. So they can still plan that violence because they feel that Rigathi is actually taking them home. And it can be the UDA MP caucus in parliament. Number two, State House characters who see Rigathi, who are not comfortable with the fact that Rigathi is kicking Ruto out of Mulima. And the other, that is second option, the other third camp is Kindiki camp, who believe that Rigathi is actually obstructing the thriving of Kindiki. Remember, what you can see here is key. What did they want to achieve by that? Those three, either of the three, there are some four things that probably want to achieve. There is a plan to stop Rigathi from Kiambu. Remember, in the last 3 weeks, they have been heckling in Embu. Embu is Mount Kenya West, Mount Kenya East. Really some significant number. There was heckling in Muranga. Muranga is rebelling and is standing with Rigathi. And then there is Muranga. Now Kiambu is the largest voting bloc. And someone will create a perception that while Rigathi controls the other region, he doesn't control Kiambu. And that is why all this was actually orchestrated in Kiambu. Kiambu, and specifically Limuru, is very close to Nairobi. It is not very easy to do this and plan all these maybe goons in Nyeri, like Kipia or other areas, because you might have to use the locals there. Kubeba watu na basi kutoka Nairobi hadi Muranga hadi Nyeri is not very easy. And I can tell you why that is why it was done in Kiambu. The other thing is, I think someone wants to profile Rigathi as a chaotic politician, that wherever he goes, there is always chaos. And if he raises questions, he will be told he'd get crushed. I don't know how Rigathi can get crushed an event like a burial. Uninvited in a burial. Uninvited. Are you sure Rigathi can go there uninvited? Na apate kiti yake na dais yake ilikuwa imetengenezwa politicians. So uninvited, but he was able to mobilize the politicians and go with him. Sometimes some lies go and tell to Chanisiongea mbaya. Instill fear and mitigate political mobility so that Rigathi would fear and now stop moving from one region to the other, and scare women and the clergy. And this is a very big point. The women who are there, who are running for safety, wakisikia Rigathi ameenda mahali. Rigathi has been attracting huge crowds in Mount Kenya. Kama wakisikia kwa Rigathi kuna vita, they will fear and they will not go. And that was one of the objectives. Now, I feel this move is very backward, and it is very clear that there is a state hand in it. But on their end, the objectives they wanted to achieve is a big flop. Because The angle of disrespecting the family cannot be explained. I have seen the state blaming Rigathi that Rigathi stage managed. I don't want to even to listen to that. I can't even analyze that because that is so petty of the state bloggers talking about it. So, why aren't they condemning Goonism in a burial? Why are they not even sympathizing with the family? They've single-handedly just say Rigathi stage managed to draw sympathy. Yes, Rigathi stage managed to draw sympathy. Why are you not also sympathizing with the family? The act of Goonism, whoever planned, whether, let's say you believe Rigathi planned, so if Rigathi planned it and so he wants political mileage, is it something you need to come out and condemn? Number two, this is maintaining and building Rigathi profile. Because, and I do wonder, that we've always been told multiple times that Rigathi is nobody in this country. Rigathi is seen to interest President Ruto. But why would we have this? Why would you throw chairs at a man you believe does not have a clout? His security detail was withdrawn. It is so a bit more predictable that security details withdrawn, then the first public appearance, Rigathi is attacked. Lastly, disruption comes at a time and the narrative of attempted assassination on Rigathi is very dangerous. And I'm a bit, looking at those photos, Rigathi was the target. I was just telling a friend, I was just telling my producer here. Sasa, wangegonga Rigathi na watu waone damu inatoka kwa Rigathi maybe kwa kichwa. What will they tell the public? Ano, hizi ndo zile kwa Kiswahili tunaita ujinga. We are beyond this. As a country, we are beyond this. I'm seeing people throwing stones and throwing chairs at the ring that was formed around Rigathi. Maybe kwa security Rigathi, hata ndugu yako ako hapo. Upige ndugu yako. Politics of violence. Oh, I hate it. Kindly, asanteni sana. We are still in our tamu. Kesho tunabaia kijana vitu za nyumba. Some few gas mattresses. Na vitu ndogo so that aanze kuingia kesho as we wait for nyumba ikauke tupige plaster. So those who had pledged, kindly you can just send in. Tomorrow we'll wrap it up. Thank you. By the way, guys, I need to communicate something to you. Just on this project, it has been one of the most, I think, closest to my heart. On Monday, nikianza kumention, I received a call. It was some strange, a new number on my phone. That was at 10:30 a.m. Believe me, you, on the other side of that call was the CS for Lands, Alice Wahome. So we spoke, and she inquired about this. And under the State Department, there is a settlement scheme around Kilifi here. It's called Kibokoni. She was to give us land so that tungejengea kijana huko. And she was telling me, Kevin, you can consider, because hii anapewa na msamaria mwema ambao huenda anaweza badilika, I can give you the land in Kibokoni so that you build for that boy huko. I think it's more better. Apparently, we spoke with kijana. We spoke with Edison and Harrison. They could not take because sister yao anaishi Watamu and they have some few things. Hizo biashara wanafanya, hizo za ice na njugu wanauza Watamu. So they said, wacha tujengewe huku. But I'm so happy that this channel is also watched by the decision makers, people who make critical decisions in this country. And that's why what we say here is not just child's play. Number two, the fact that the program got visibility. A CS called just to talk about that program. That is, to me, that is a bit heartwarming. And we need to give ourselves the flowers. Sometimes when you're alive, it's a step in the right direction. And I want to believe that more doors will open as we scale up this project. So I'm still in Kilifi. By the way, hiyo chance nataka mtu abold apate. Kama unajua unaweza enda ujenge Kibokoni and disable or someone who is really needy, get to me. I can surely tell you that you will get that piece of land in Kibokoni so that ujenge. Your project inaisha. But through this, I've even spoken with the Waziri, I think this morning. And if I get that, she responded to our message, and if I get that, I'll be guarantee you utapata chance Kibokoni, and I want one member of the board to get it. That is an offer for us. That is a good deal for us. Na kama uko Kilifi, naweza needy, you have someone needy and you can go and build, because mimi nishajenga huko sasa, huwezi sitakujengea. Lakini now this is someone who can build there. I really want us to get, and thank you very much. Government is for us. So sometimes we get the calls from the connection from the decision makers. It is worth mentioning. Thank you.